Hello, good evening, good morning, good afternoon, wherever you are on the globe. Hello, my name is Sroda Aglago. Thank you for joining me on Love, Forgive, Live podcast. It's been an interesting week. It's been an interesting week. And of course, I believe last week I discussed hate. Hate was the topic. So this week, I'm going to discuss, or today I'm going to discuss love. I remember that's what I told everybody. So I'm going to dive into it, and we are going to talk about love. First of all, those that want to write to me, ask questions, make comment, or ask me to discuss a topic, my email address or the podcast email address is love, L-U-V, the number 4, give, G-I-V-E, live, L-I-V-E, at gmail.com. You can always send me an email and I'll be able to respond to you. Now, I do understand this week has been a long week for a lot of people because of Remembrance Day. So, in Canada, it's called Remembrance Day. In the U.S., it's called Veterans Day. So, forgive me if I revert to my Canadian ways of saying it. Anyways, I've been out of Canada for a while, almost 20 years, but hey, I was raised there. So, of course, things are still left in me. You can't take that out of a girl. So, I may revert back and forth. And yes, I may say A sometimes. It doesn't matter. I didn't even know that was a thing until I came to the U.S. and I would say something and people would be like, oh, you keep saying A a lot. And I'm like, what? And they were like, you're probably Canadian, eh? And I was like, okay, didn't know what that was about. I'm kind of clueless in that sense, so forgive me. Now, last week, like I said, I spoke about hate and what it means and what is causing you. Well, today I'm communicating or talking about love, my favorite topic. I love love. Like, really. I love love. Love is like the most important thing I think everybody seeks, desires, wants, and strive for. Whether we like it or not, it is what we are made of. It's part of us. And it's an innate human need to feel that, have it, and believe that you're connected that way. And it's powerful because with that in mind, love can always be a healing thing for all of us. And once we understand it, we can be more receptive to it by also being able to give it. Because love is a powerful thing. Once you're aware of it, it becomes easier for you to live in the love. Okay? So, love is very important to our human need. It's also important for us to develop, I think, emotionally, psychologically, and I mean, goodness sakes, there's been so many research on this topic alone over the years. I mean, I can't say enough. It's amazing. The most important thing is for us to understand why it takes so much of our lives, because I think that's what we know. We were born knowing this. It's inside of us. Nothing else. There's nothing else in this world that could amount to the amount of weight we put on love, and how this 4-letter word is so important. I mean, it gives us so much hope and peace and joy. When I decided to talk about this, I decided to take some time and research a little bit, to take not much, but a little bit, to learn more about this. And boy, was I surprised. I thought it would be extremely easy. No, it wasn't. It wasn't. It's one of these most misunderstood, most complicated, most confusing word, which is actually a noun. It is so confusing, and yet most simple. I cannot explain this any more than that. It is so simple to make the shift in love and have the peace, the not. And yet we have a difficult time comprehending that and wrapping our mind around it. So I decided I'm going to look at dictionary definitions and see, am I just basing this on my own belief system, my hang-ups, my thoughts, or my core beliefs? Like, what is it? And I came across, I think 3 different explanations or definitions of love. Google was the first one I checked. Google described it as this: it's an intense feeling of deep affection. That is fondness, tenderness, warmth, and intimacy, or a deep connection to someone or a pet. Thought, wow, okay. Now, Merriam-Webster dictionary says this: love is a strong affection for another arising out of kinship or personal ties, like maternal. That is, for example, a mother's love for a child. Well, duh. That's a huge one. Attraction based on sexuality or sexual desire, which is felt by lovers. The next one is affection based on admiration, benevolence. For example, love for your old schoolmates, which, hola girls. Hello. Yes, we are very, very connected to each other. We are, oh my goodness, the affection, and believe me, it's deep. I am so grateful I went to Ola, and the camaraderie and the affection I have for them, and I know my group of Ola girls that I still communicate with and connect with, the love I feel from them and me to them, I'm speechless, and it's hard for me. Believe me, I talk a lot, and if I'm speechless, that's something to be said. I cannot say enough about my Ola girls and the warmth and affection, and of course the core of the friendship, the core of the being there for one another. Oh my goodness, I could cry. It's just mind blown that I spent only 2.5 years in that school, and I have gained friends and connections with people for life. They've become lifelong friends, and I can't trade that for anything in this world. Anyways, I kind of went on a tangent. I am very, very, very affectionate toward and admire. See, I'm losing my words. That's like I said, I can't speak. And admiration for my Ola girls that we are still together. Anyways, the next one, which is all under Webster's dictionary, warmth, attachment, or enthusiasm. For example, like the love of the ocean. When I get to the beach, I'm a little fiend. I get so excited. Oh my gosh, you can't stop me. I want to run into the wave, even though I can't swim, and feel the wave hit my body. And I jump and land in there. And that sand is moving me while you can't feel it. That level of attachment or enthusiasm for the ocean is just, anyways, for it could be anything. For you, it could be soccer or something else, or it could be food. The next one, I'll say D, is love for an object or object of attachment or devotion. Example, the love of a basketball. Or somebody says, basketball was his first love or was her first love. For my child, it was volleyball. Okay? Other people I know, my dad, well, any sports would do. He just loves sports. Now, the other one, all this under Webster's dictionary, this one is very important. Unselfish, loyal, and benevolent concern for the good of another person, such as the fatherly concern of God for humanity, brotherly concern for others, humanity's adoration of God. Very powerful. I will spend a lot of time on that one. Now, there are different types in terms of the names that we give them. We have amorous, which is a being strongly moved, okay, which could be a love affair. Sexual embrace, which would be a copulation. And then personified or personification, depending on how you put it. Cupid love, that's another one. Now I'm going to move to the third definition of love that Christians sometimes will gravitate towards. And this is found in 1 Corinthians chapter 13, verse 4 onwards. I think it's verse 4 to 8. Okay? And I'm going to read this. Love is patient. Love is kind. It does not envy. It does not boast. It is not proud. It is not rude. It is not self-seeking. It is not easily angered. It keeps no record of wrongs. Love does not delight in evil, but rejoices with the truth. It always protects, always trusts, always hopes, and always perseveres. Love never fails. But where there are prophecies, they will cease. Where there are tongues, they will be stilled. Where there is knowledge, it will pass away. Love. Powerful. It's so strange, as simple as that. And yet we miss the mark so many times. So many times we miss the mark. And it blows my mind most of the time when I think about it, that love can be so misunderstood, and as simple as that. And we change the way love should be shown to us. We create a strange way of understanding and saying that love should be the only way. But let me read this thing for you from this book that I read. It's called The Reappearance of the Christ by Alice Bailey. And it says, "The sons of men are one, and I am one with them. I seek to love, not hate. I seek to serve and not exact due service. I seek to heal, not hurt. Let pain bring due reward of light and love. Let the soul control the outer form and life and all events, and bring to light the love that underlies the happenings of the time. Let vision come and insight. Let the future stand revealed. Let inner union demonstrate, outer cleavages be gone. Let love prevail. Let all men, humanity, love." There you have it. Love, truthfully, is what keeps us together. We are one. We are created by the one true King. And we are loved. And nobody is loved more than the other. We are loved just as much. The Creator is concerned about each and every one of us. And that love is powerful. But the strange thing is, we begin to create an understanding that I don't know how we started that, but I have an idea as to how we started this. We get through difficult times. We experience pain, discomforts. And then we start to doubt that love. Because we are in pain, we start to believe that we are not loved, we are not enough, and it's not going to work. The strange thing is, love is attached to happiness too. It's that simple. Love comes with happiness. And with the absence of that comes heartache too. Disbelief, unhappiness, sadness. I'm telling you, love is so precious and so important that people go through great lengths to want it, to try and trap it, believing that might help them, to take, possess. Neither of that helps. It doesn't do any of that. It just is. I do understand one thing. Love can only be invited where it is welcomed. Hear me when I say this. Love can only be invited where it is welcomed. If hate exists in a space, love will not be welcomed. Love will not feel welcomed, and love will not come into that space. It can only be able to take up that space provided you release the hate and invite love in there, and decides to relinquish the power and the illusion and denial and lies hate told you and taught you. Then love can be invited. And a lot of the times that we feel unloved and separate from everything, we begin to feel loss. There's a reason why you feel that way. Because love gives you the ability to feel like you belong. You're part of something greater. That's why if you begin to feel like it's not there, you feel lost. That you feel separate. And that separation is created by you. Based on the fact that you experience some difficult time, some harsh experiences or disappointment, people have let you down, and then you turn inward to hurt you more. The strangest thing is this. I always keep saying this. Love yourself like your life depends on it. Because that's what will save you most of the time. Love can only come into a space where it's invited, wanted, nourished, and welcomed. I'll tell you a little story. This is an example of how I began to really accept love. Now, I believe a couple of episodes ago, I spoke about dreams. I had a dream. And in this dream, prior to the dream, I watched the Oprah show. This is years ago when her show was still running on ABC. That was the channel we used to see it in the US. And I was watching the show. I was home, and I thought there was something special about that show. I don't know why, but I was something. I was watching the show, and then I remember the show was about, I think they were talking about The Secret. And Dr. Michael Beckwith was one of the teachers of The Secret. And he started talking. And I was like, what is this? I don't know what this is. I don't understand it. I didn't know what it was about. I was like, I don't get it. This is ridiculous. So he was talking, and somebody, I don't know what the person asked. And then Dr. Beckwith said this. He said, begin to see and feel the love that you want as though you already have it. Begin to experience and feel the love you want as though you already have it. I thought, wait a minute, what did he just say? I made a twist in my chair. I stood up and I was like, what on earth did he just say? Not knowing, he spoke to my soul. I didn't even know at the time. It stirred me up. I called everybody I knew. And believe me, those that know me, if I get an idea in my head, oh boy, look out. Schroeder is going to call you and ask questions and say stuff and say, this is what I thought. This is what I think. What do you think? Do you think I'm losing it? Do you think? Believe me, I am asking. I am a question girl. I ask questions and questions and questions. And everybody thought, what's the big deal? I don't know why. The response that I gave to just a simple thing Dr. Beckwith said stirred me up that much. And I was dumbfounded to realize that nobody was that stirred up but me. And I thought, there's something wrong with this picture. Why isn't anybody feeling this or processing this the way I am or understanding it the way I am? There's something wrong with this. My husband came home. I told him. He's like, okay, what's the big deal? And I'm like, I don't understand. I don't get it. I called my sister. I called everybody I could think of. And they were like, oh, yeah, okay. This is one of your weird moments, huh? Again, okay, that's you. Well, this stirred me up so badly that I couldn't sleep. So I made a quest to myself that I will stay up and rewatch the show again and see if I can get an understanding as to what this man was saying and why he stirred me up this way and figure out what on earth was going on. Well, it didn't help. I stayed up, woke up, I think 1 a.m., watched it, and then it did the same thing. I was like, what do you mean by that? What did he mean by that? How could I do that? What on earth? I don't understand. He should have explained. I don't get it. And then, I tried to lay down, but I couldn't sleep. It was a struggle. And I think probably I was up for another hour, and then I fell asleep. And when I fell asleep, I had the most profound dream. In this dream, I was standing in a forest. It looks like, the ground was very soft, but not like sinking sand. It was soft enough to stand on, barefoot without sinking in, but it felt cool but warm because it didn't make me feel cold, but it wasn't hot to burn me. It was just right. The temperature was just right. I was standing there, and then all of a sudden I looked up at my eye level after looking at the ground and feeling all this space in it. I felt I needed to look eye level, and I saw my mom and my dad standing there in front of me. Then I was like, wait, you guys are here too? So I was excited. Then I felt this core. My core. Then I felt this coil of energy. It looks like blue, almost white blue light energy connecting from my mother to me and then my father to me. And then a shorter coil of energy between my mother and my father. So then they were, and then when I felt the core on my, like it came and attached to my belly button, and I felt this energy was pouring into me. And as it was pouring into me, I felt I was being filled with love. Like I'm talking and I'm still getting goosebumps, and it was the most miraculous thing. I've never experienced anything like it. It filled me up. I started feeling this immense love pour just literally going to me. And I was like, wow, this is amazing. So I looked at them, and then they said, we've always loved you. We've never stopped loving you. You just didn't believe it. You didn't think you were loved. We don't understand, but you were always loved. Just because we're apart from you doesn't mean we didn't love you. We loved you. We've always loved you. No matter where we were and how far we were away from you, you were a part of us. I was like, wow. Then the stairs showed up. It's extended from the ground you were standing on all the way to the sky. Then I felt a strong pull or connection to literally go up the stairs, follow the stairs. So I started. But before I could put a step on it, I looked at my mother and father and almost like in a telepathic way, asking permission, can I do this? And they were like, yeah, go ahead, it's yours. Take it. So I started climbing the stairs. But then I recognized something. I started looking back at them. And they said, go ahead, keep going. And I kept looking. I turned back again. I looked at them. They were like, we're still here. Keep going. I got to the middle of the stairs, and it looked a lot smaller down there with the coil still attached to me. Then I decided to turn around again and look at them. And they said, we are still here. We would never leave you. Our love would never leave you. You would always have it. It's yours. You can go ahead, go higher, keep going. And I thought, wow. So I kept walking. I'm like, wow, they still love me that much. They're still supporting me. They're still there. They're still with me. I go all the way to the very top of the stairs. As soon as I get there, I realized I could touch the sky. And I was like, wait a minute. I could feel the moisture, the clouds moving. So I thought, wow, this is unbelievable. Then I reached my hand to the star. Before I could touch it, I turned again. I looked at my mom and my father. They looked so small on the ground. And telepathically, I asked in the mind, can I take this? They said, take the star. It's yours. Take it. It's yours for the taking. Take it. And I thought, they said, we will still be here. Our love will still be here. You're not going to lose it. Take that star. It's yours. So I took it. And as soon as I touched the star, I woke up. I still remember that dream. I don't know how long ago that dream was. I think I wrote it in one of my journals because I'm an avid writer of dreams in journals. But it was profound enough and powerful enough. I know my child was pretty young at that time. And I wrote that. And I was just floored. Something happened. Something significant happened within me. You see, I grew up understanding abandonment, which now, of course, an adult, I realize it wasn't really an abandonment, but at the time, I felt it was abandonment. I understood it as abandonment, and I called it that. But it is what it is. A child's perspective, things happen, and you feel that way because my parents were not there, and they were, trying to get a better life for me and create the future that they wanted for me. So I grew up believing that I wasn't good enough. I wasn't worthy of love. I wasn't somebody that deserved love, and that anyone who loved me either died or left me. So something must have been wrong with me. So I didn't feel like love belonged with me, or that I belong in anywhere that love exists. Strange, but those were the thoughts that I had in mind. And I was very positive still, but still I was masking a lot of that negativity in me. And then that dream happened. And I think that's what stirred me, because I started having that feeling that, you know what, I am enough. I am more than enough. I am Sruta. And I deserve love, and it's something that I have. And I love me. There's nothing that anyone can convince me otherwise that I don't have. I love me, and I have love. Nothing else matters. And I'll continue to love one another. Everyone I come in contact with, I'll just care and love them. Because you know what? They deserve it too. I became more confident about myself. I would walk around, I could feel this energy of, yeah, I belong here. And the strange thing is, I felt like I didn't even belong. I felt like I was a stranger in this planet, on Earth. Everywhere I went, I felt like, oh, I don't belong. I don't feel like I could fit in. Well, you know what? Maybe you're not supposed to fit in as a puzzle. The puzzle I'm supposed to fit in is bigger than what I'm seeing in front of me. So I started feeling, yeah. And I remember the older I got, when I started taking classes to become a therapist, I told my residency professor, and I was like, you know what, Dr. Yu, I feel like there's something wrong with me because I'm a little strange. I just don't fit in. He said, okay, well, there's nothing wrong with that. You're just you. You're unique. You are you. Own it. That's what makes you special. That's what makes you Sruta. Own it. Use it to the best of your ability. You know, so that feeling I'm not enough was just gone. And I became free. I started becoming a blossom being. And the confidence for me to go after what I wanted was just there. I just did what I wanted to do without questioning, without second guessing. I just did. Love is that powerful. And the moment I think I started understanding by letting go, I think that's what that question or the comment Dr. Beckwith made, it stirred me because I was like, wait. Internally, I was thinking, I think that's what it meant. Wait, you mean I can change this and give myself the love that I need and be able to feel it, be able to have it? And the healing work that I needed to do was done in the dream. Because I felt abandoned by my parents. And in the dream, they showed up and told me. And that was enough. That's why after I hadn't seen my mother for 27 years, and I saw her and I hugged her, and then she just held me and then breathed me in. And I could hear her breathing her child in. And then when she did apologize to me, I said, Mother, I already forgave you a long time ago because the healing work was done in a dream. So when I did see my mother, I didn't waste time on blame. I didn't waste time on anger. I didn't waste time on, you left me, you abandoned me, you did this. None of that came up. It's just the love. And I was just appreciative and thankful that she was there, present with me. The past didn't matter. I didn't have time to wallow in hate. I didn't have time to wallow in anger. It was just love. And that cultivated something beautiful between my mother and I. And now I appreciate her so much. Oh my gosh. And it made me even love my dad even more to see that he was working so hard to teach me that he loved me, to show me that I deserved the love and I didn't have to earn it. It just was because he is my daddy. And that's the beauty of who you are to the Creator. Just because you don't see the Creator physically that you can touch doesn't mean you're not loved. The Creator is so concerned about you that angels are sent to guard you. Come on now. Your appointments for who you are and what you came here to do, your purpose, is seriously guarded by the angels to allow you to be the being that you are as you have come here. Do not let hate, anger, and disappointment deter you to recognizing that you are loved and you are enough, and that love is powerful. It can take you through some amazing things and fill you up. Take your place in love. Take your place in existing as one of His own. The universe desires to work with you and assist you. Open your heart to love. Let go of the hate and invite love into your heart, because it's only through that your heart can begin to feel whole, because you are whole. But unless you open up for the love, you will feel like you're not whole. Thank you for spending the moment with me and understanding that I love you. And you don't have to earn it. You are enough. And the universe loves you even more and dearly. So as you step out to do what you need to do and work and do your stuff, put a little step in it. Skip a little and say, wow, I am loved and I'm feeling love. And be kind to yourself. The words you speak to yourself about yourself in your head are more important than what others say about you. Love yourself like your life depends on it. Thank you. My name is Sroda Aglago. Thank you for joining me on Love, Forgive, Live, and I will talk to you again next week. And of course, have an amazing, amazing week. Next week's topic I haven't decided yet, so I will decide next week. It'll be a surprise. Okay? Enjoy the day. Okay? Thank you. Not playing music this time. I think I'm going to be closing without the music. We'll do that next week and I can play more. Thank you. Have a great week. Enjoy your day. Oh, by the way, the email address is loveforgivelive@gmail.com. Is LUV, the number 4, give, live @gmail.com.